now!
We need background checks on pumpkins.
The energy department says that pumpkins are evil and they're causing climate change, and we need to eradicate them from the world. We need to save the universe now. We need to get rid of all these evil pumpkins. They're going to destroy humanity for the future and forever and for your children. Destroy them. We're going to smash them into oblivion so they don't exist anymore. We'll get rid of them like the dodo bird.
There's a report out today where the EPA is smashing pumpkins in a new video advertisement saying plants are bad because they increase the carbon footprint. They are now smashing pumpkins, and they're coming out and saying that sunlight is bad for the earth.
I'm bringing these to Alex. He'll know what to do. He'll know what to do with them. I'll follow any order. Doesn't matter how insane. Master, I have the enemy. I have the enemy. Oh no, look at these evil pumpkins. They have come from beyond to ruin the biosphere.
Good, Green Police, good. You, working with the other politically correct people, banning the word mother and father, and banning Halloween costumes, have proven how liberal you are. Now, just relax for a moment. Go assemble the enemy over there for execution. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not satire. The Energy Department and others have called for cutting down trees en masse, living trees, and smashing and destroying pumpkins and not letting people grow pumpkins because they put off carbon dioxide. So do your part. Anything carbon emitting, whether it's your French bulldog or your grandmother, follow the example and the orders of our loving saviors at the Department of Energy. Public education has trained you well. Look at you, a servile, mindless, unscientific idiot giving us total power over all human life, paying money directly to Al Gore, George Soros, and Barack Obama in the climate exchanges, as well as Lord Rothschild. My minion, you understand by training people that pumpkins should be destroyed. We're training them that you will be destroyed, you worthless crap. So, without further ado, I, the noble eugenicist, will take out the enemy of the people via crossbow. Eat this, Charlie Brown, in your Halloween party. The enemy will fall. It's incredibly important to take out the adult carbon criminals and the adolescents. But it's the babies that can grow up and resist us. Just like at Planned Parenthood, they can also fetch a nice price for their parts. China, unfortunately, just shut down our one-child policy the day the Rockefellers set up. We're having some failures, but not for long, because our work is never done. Bring in that mama right now. Good. Yeah. There's always new enemies to fight. Carbon's everywhere on this planet. It's almost like we're carbon-based life forms. And just when they thought they were safe, I found another one. I mean, it's psychotic to say that pumpkins are evil and should be killed. This is total insanity, and that's why we're here exposing it at Infowars.com. That's right. You see how that French Bulldog is starving. My French Bulldog captain, he totally trusted me. My mother's like, don't get the chainsaw out with the dog. And I was just going to point out they'd like to actually execute the dog as well. It's a carbon-based life form, right, Jim?
That's right. That was pretty funny. I just hope you're not selling the parts, are you?
No. Only Planned Parenthood's allowed to break the law and sell baby parts. Actually, without a license, we can't sell pumpkin parts.
Okay.
That's why they're banning lemonade stands. You can't sell lemonade or have a farmer's market, and the Amish can, but you can sell baby parts illegally.
Right.
We'll be right back with Jim Maars.
Have to get our priorities straight.
Exactly. By the way, I shot that last night as it was getting dark, and they edited it this morning. It had some audio issues, but great job putting it out so fast. We're going to up the audio quality, add a few things to it, and then re-upload that shocking video where man with chainsaw attacks climate terrorist. So that'll be a big story today for you to get out this weekend to people to illustrate the total absurdity of all this. We're not joking. This really happened. This really went on. So great job, Buckley, Rob Dew, and the other folks in the crew that helped do that. That's why Buckley's good on air. He's a funny guy. He can do a lot of different stuff.
Well, I just can't wait until we have to have more background checks before we can buy pumpkins.
Well, exactly. But you said during the break, this is all about population control. That's your latest book.
Yeah.
Explain how cutting off the carbon is part of the population control.
Well, carbon started, that whole thing got started when they were pushing global warming, which you don't hear about that much anymore because that showed that a lot of that was kind of sensationalism. But
yeah, now it's changed. I mean, there's always
change. Yeah, now it's climate change. But they did away with that Chicago carbon tax thing. That's what it's all going to be. They were going to tax everybody, and then a bunch of those big wealthy people put together this carbon tax exchange in Chicago, and they were going to, of course, skim off of all this carbon tax money coming in, but they couldn't quite make it work, and I think they finally had to shut that down.
Isn't that a devastating victory for humanity?
It is, actually. See, again, that's another sign that things are looking up. They weren't able to push that like they wanted to. And while we're at it, let me just quickly say something about climate change. Is there climate change? Yeah, of course there is. Always has been. But is it just us? Is it because we're driving SUVs and eating pumpkin pie? No. Because here's the thing: is that whatever's going on is solar system wide. The ice caps on Mars are diminishing, which means they're melting. The ice on some of Jupiter's moons is shown to be melting. We know that. But
I intellectually can't disagree with you, so I'm just going to call you racist.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I am.
I just won the debate.
Yeah.
I'm Melissa Harris Perry.
That's right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And how do I react to that?
You don't.
If I say no, then I'm a racist denier, right? And
that's right.
If I say I am, then I'm tarred and feathered and run out of town. This is all part of the plan, folks. Okay? Keep you off balance. Keep you fighting with your neighbors, World War II, we were facing real enemies, and the President of the United States said, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Let's band together and take action and clean up the mess, okay? And we did. My father, my uncles.
And now they tell us we got to be in debt and we're done because they want
us we got to be afraid every day. Terror alert, orange, watch out, blah, 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 and then fight with each other, white, black, brown, yellow, conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican, homosexual, heterosexual.
You said driving down here that you just, my phone is off and it'll turn on with these alerts.
I had no idea it even did that. In fact, I have my new cell phone set to a very soft ring, which I don't give people my cell phone because I don't want to be messing with it. For one thing, when you hold that radio transmitter receiver up to your head for very long, it will scramble your brains.
Right? Why are you being racist against the microwaves?
Now I'm being racist against microwaves. That's right. Okay. And anyway, so I'm coming down here. I'm about to doze off, and I hear this what? And it's my phone, and it says, flash flood warning. Well,
But see, that sounds reasonable, but it sets the precedent for their communications. And now in New York, they have billboards saying, report illegal guns, and you get those messages on your phone. So now they're giving us anti-liberty messages on the phones.
Right. Well, right now, it's something we can talk about. And in some instances, like the smashing the pumpkins, it's almost humorous. But, as this trolls along, and people who are like 6 and 7 today, or maybe 12 or 13 and listening to you right now, or then, in a few more years, they're going to think this is normal.
That's it. They're being prepared. Exactly. It's not meant for us. It's targeting young people. 4th hour coming up. Back this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. InfoWarsLife.com, folks. Check it out. Well, I just want to say, as I prepare to hand the baton to Jim Maars, Leanne McAdoo, and Rob Dew, and here in the studio. Great job this week, crew. Everybody. Great job, listeners. Great job, affiliates. Great job, sponsors. We get up here and joke around about this sometimes. It's better than me yelling and screaming when I really get upset. It's the best of times, worst of times. Jim Maars is here. Jim, we're going to look at social engineering coming up with the kids. You're going to be breaking that down with Rob Dew. But in this short segment, I want to remind folks, JimMaars.com, your latest book on population control. Folks out there may think they know everything from watching Endgame or doing your own research. You need to get this book. it supports the important work he's doing that reaches out to so many other people that aren't informed, or buy the book, read it, and then give it to somebody. That's how we fund the liberty awakening culture, which you've been doing. So keep it up. That's how we're having all this success. Buy the products at InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com. We got the non-GMO storable foods, 10% off and free shipping right now. The water filters, 10% off, free shipping. A lot of great specials end on Sunday after Samhain, All Hallows Eve, whatever name you want to give it, that's coming up. Jim Maars, other tidbits in the 3 minutes we have left before I get out of this command cockpit here. Well,
there's really no question, because they say it themselves that up at the upper levels, the globalists, you know, the royalty of Europe and Bill Gates, these folks, they talk about population, reducing the population. And the question is, they have the money. Are they actually doing something about it? And the answer is yes. In my book, Population Control, I detail the chemicals and the heavy metals and the aluminum and the other poisons that they're putting in our water, our food, our medicines, and, you know, right down the line. And this is not just happenstance. It's not just corporate laxity. This is a plan at the very top to reduce the world population.
Huge news just broke at drudgereport.com. I'm sure you'll cover it more. That debate, I meant to get into that with you. Debate fallout. Republicans drop NBC. They're not going to go to the NBC debate now. Shell-shocked CNBC staff long flight home after having people stand up to them. The mainstream media loves to bully, loves to lie. I'm not lionizing these candidates, but they're good guys compared to the mainstream media. This is one of those magic moments when the tide turns and people said, we're done with you and your hit pieces, and everybody booed them, and they're no longer the moral authority. They're no longer the bosses.
Well, and this means that, you know, we might have to watch out, because truth may break out.
Yeah, because if we don't put up with their bullying anymore, it's game over.
Well, I've already been telling everybody that will listen to me that what has in the past been referred to as the mainstream media is now the lamestream media, and it's people like you, Alex, and others that people are turning
people like you
to find out.
We're just common sense folks that have goodwill towards others and who promote basic Americana ideas. We're not perfect.
And I don't know about you, but I have no agenda other than I want to know what the truth is. If the truth is the mafia is running the country, hey, okay, if everybody knows that and everybody accepts that, then okay, I guess I can't say anything. But see, we're being led and jerked around and manipulated by.
I'm tired of con games. If people get real answers, they're good moral people. We can fix things. Exactly. They keep us confused, and the fog's starting to lift, and the roaches better figure that out.
Well, the roaches are running for cover too, you know.
Well, they're trying desperate stuff like every word is racist, you know, but it's not going to work.
That's right. That's right. Well, what they're working up to, of course, is if you try to say something good about Christianity, or if you try to say something good about the Constitution, then you're obviously some kind of potential terrorist. Exactly. Behind the scenes, it's all about the Christians and the patriots. And we don't mean the mainline establishment Christians. No. We're talking about them off air. Oh, my gosh. They're some of the worst people out there. But, you know, the actual ideas of Christ and the fact that Christians... Well, let's even spread it on past Christianity to include Christianity, but let's just talk at people who are spiritual. Wouldn't you go for that? Yeah, they want materialistic, mindless idiots. Yes. We're not saying material's bad. It's just not our God. Right. Like, we're not going to sell anybody out for material gain. I haven't seen you turn down a good steak. Absolutely. Well, that's gluttony and piggish behavior. Hey, coming up, you're going to be co-hosting with Rob Dew and Leanne McAdoo. The Lady in Green is coming up as well.
And it's that spooky music that means the holiday is upon us. It seems like we're getting ready for Halloween. I'm sitting here with Jim Maars. I'm Rob Dew. This is the 4th hour of Overdrive, and we were just discussing what to talk about. And did you actually watch the debates on Wednesday night? I try not to. Yeah, I suffered through my head with those things. We were here for 3 hours. Actually, I like putting on these productions, but that one was really painful to watch because it was just so obvious with the questions that they were asking. Cue up those questions, guys. I want to go to that in a second. But just the way they, were downplaying it was supposed to be about the economy. And yet there were maybe only two 2 or 3 questions about the economy. The rest was, you're a comic book villain. What's your fantasy football roster look like? I mean, just total hogwash. And it really, it just goes to the heart of what the media is trying to do. But what I thought was the best